Hello everybody, welcome back to Wizard of Mo Games. My name is Kenny and we are back for a second scenario of Grimcoven. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite games. I am really enjoying playing this one. Now we are going to do the Swarm Mistress scenario 2. In previous playthroughs, other games I've done, I've usually just done like level 1, scenario 1s, etc. This time I really wanted to check out, a different level of the boss and see what's different. So already you can tell by the map that the map is very different. Um, Mostly swamplands here. We don't, previously we had forest and swamp. This one's just primarily swamp. So going from left to right, we've also got a new special tile, which has two actions. One says light a candle, draw and resolve secret card 21. The other says speak with the priest, draw and resolve secret card 23. So those are on the board. We've got our swarm tiles over here. We've got our minions already set up. This map is really cool because these blue are impassable terrain. You can't walk through them, but you can do line of sight through them. And I just like how there's two waters here and then the portals are on either side of them. So really cool setup there. Whoever drew this map, excellent, right? So here is our Swarm Mistress, and she is sitting on a swarm. We have these pile of skulls. We have this busy tile, and we have this Abyss Forge, which I'll go over here in just a second. We've got a couple of treasure tokens spread out across the map. We're going to try to do our best to make use of those. I don't think we did. We didn't use them as much in the last battle. So real quick, let's show you some of the new stuff. So we've got a new environment card, Mud Hideout. So you can discard 2 magic symbols to take this card, discard all remaining dice and pass, and as long as you have this card, enemies ignore your hunter. Action cannot be used if you're if you're the last one standing. So pretty cool. If you think about the Hunger Games, when he went into the swamp and covered himself all with mud, that's basically what he can do there, except using magic. Pile of Skulls. There's a couple of these in the deck, and I can't remember if we did use one last time. But basically, you roll a die, and based on the result, you're either going to do a lot of damage to everybody in that space, including yourself, or you're going to hit somebody one or two spaces away, and you take some damage yourself. That tile with those 3 minions on it is called the Busy Minions. So they're basically just going to sit there and do nothing unless they're attacked or a hunter is in 0 to 1 space of them. Then the busy will go away and then they will become active minions. So we pretty much want to avoid that spot if we don't want a bunch of minions on our backs. And then we've got the Abyss Forge, which I think is really cool. You got 2 possible actions on there. You can discard a black die in the Abyss Forge, and you can gain 1 chosen item card of your hunter. Now keep in mind, these are your item cards, right? They're the ones that come with the dice and your main weapons. So you get one of those from the box, but you don't get the dice from it, but it's another decent weapon that you can have, or defense. You've also got another action. Take this card, discard 1 lament and 1 purple die to draw and resolve secret card 46 if available. So a couple actions on that one. The second one you can do multiple times. The first one you can only do once. All right, as for our hunters, we are, just going to the next phase with Duality. We defeated the first phase of the Swarm Mistress. We drove her back into the forest. I do realize that I forgot to read the epilogue from Scenario 1, so we'll do that first and then carry on to the prologue for Scenario 2. All right, but we got Duality, same weapon, same defense. And we've got the Gunslinger, same weapon, same defense. The Gunslinger has a special where he ignores line of sight or does not require line of sight, but his targets have to be exactly 2 spaces away. Other things we got, random minions. We got a different minion now. Here we go. Arsonist. So if there's a hunter in 0 to 3, they'll attack them with 2 dice. Otherwise, they'll move 2 and attack with 1 dice. They're basically just going to deal 1 damage and a couple of burn. So over time, they can do a significant amount. We've got a new elite. This is what he looks like. Pretty cool. We'll see who he is once we flip him over. As far as the Swarm Mistress herself, you can see that this card looks a little different. So, we'll go in order of how we would play the game out, right? So first you have the attack deck. So the previous mission, I believe it had like 3 level 1s, 2 level 2s, 1 level 3 or something like that. This one's 3 level 1s, a level 2, and 3 level 3s. So with the additional level 3s in it, it's going to make this scenario a little more challenging. We got a new opportunity card, Sprint. It basically either gets rid of one of the swarms or gives us an opportunity to sprint. Not too different from the previous one, but still something. And then the final attack will be different, which we'll go over that one once we get to it. So I'm going to go ahead and just slide the attack cards here and go ahead and flip them over. We got an arm at 5, and we got a torso at 5 health. So right off the bat, we want to look at this arm. Teleport to the swarm closest to any hunger. Move 2, attack all hunters in 0 to 3 with 3 dice. Yikes. So we kind of want to try to do 2 damage to them to drop the focus and then try to get out of that 0 to 3 range, all while fighting kiting minions. All right, should be fun. And then we got Paralyzing Emergence. It's going to attack all hunters in 0 to 1 a couple of times and then activate swarms. But this one has a bonus effect when we roll that eye symbol, the one that usually doesn't do anything. Well, this time it's going to deal 4 stuns. So we want to be careful with that. Going up here to the time track, you can see there's only 3 symbols this time. I believe in scenario 1 it was special, spawn, special, stage. So there was 4 of them, 2 specials. Now there's 3 of them. They removed 1 special, but kind of 3 symbols, shrunk the timeline a little bit. So you're kind of almost doing the same, but the stage is the first one now instead of spawning. So, and the stage is the one where the Griefbound is going to level up and the Elite's going to level up. So we kind of want to make sure we take out the Elite before it gets a chance to level up, because then it means another like 2 damage, 1 or 2 damage to take them out. So we'll see if we can do that. All right, I think that's a pretty good overview of the game. Just want to go ahead and get started, get playing, and I'll explain some things as I go along. Let's go to the overworld map here. I have a lot more space now because the map is not as big, or not vertical. The previous map was vertical, this one's more horizontal. So here we go. I don't know who we're going to start first with. I'm going to say for our roll, I'm probably just going to have the Gunslinger try to hit Swarm Mistress for 2 damage. And then in order to stop the focused effect, and then we'll focus on the minions. First, let us read the epilogue from Scenario 1, or Victory, Not Defeat. Every legend has a grain of truth, and so does this one. The Swarm Mistress was a girl once. Whatever her reason, she did run away from civilization with her heart full of burning wrath. She hated all that her world stood for. But she got lucky. She met a mysterious woman with bandages around her head, who showed her the way to her future haven. There was a long-forgotten druidic circle somewhere in the heart of the forest. The druids took good care of her and attempted to alleviate her pain. None were able to quench the wrath in her, though. And now, Scenario 2's prologue. Legends say that the girl lived many years among druids, but the peaceful passage of time and simple pleasures of life did little to suppress her barely suppressed rage. The longer her exile was, the more intense her anger burned, and soon even her brothers and sisters seemed appalling to her. She would leave them occasionally to traverse woods and swamps, yet her thoughts, fed by visions of revenge, never calmed down. During one such trip, the woman with bandages around her head appeared again and led her toward the sinister part of the wood and the dark force dwelling there. The girl had heard about it. Some called it the breath of the deity, but as time progressed, it earned a darker name. It was meant to be called the Lament very soon. Woo-hoo-hoo. A little bit of introduction to Lament there, huh? So we're going to start with depends on what we roll. So let's start with Duality. Let's start with Gunslinger because I want Duality to start the next round. All right, pretty good roll there for Duality. See what the Gunslinger's got. And pretty good roll there for him too. So, all right, we are not, we don't need to be in line of sight. We just have to be exactly 2 spaces away, which we are. And we need to do 2 damage to negate the Griefbound's focus. So what I'm going to do is spend this blue. Let's see, what do I not need? I don't need 2 daggers. Neither does Duality. So let's spend 1 dagger to gain a bullet. Just like that. And then let's put a shield up here for our pistol to deal 2 damage, or 1 damage and 2 range. Spend the bullet to deal 2 damage. That is enough to slow the Griefbound's attack there. All right, now we go over to Duality. She wants to take care of these minions over here. Unfortunately, she only has 1 damaging ability. So she'll run to the one in the corner, and Gunslinger can just take out the one next to the pile of skulls. To do that, we're going to have to give the Gunslinger a shield. By placing the blue there, I get a white wing. Because his next attack needs a magic symbol and a shield. He's got a magic symbol, but he didn't have a shield. Or an additional shield. We'll do that, and then we need to move over to where that minion is. We'll just go ahead and use this purple, this magic symbol, to run and go 1, 2 into the space here and pick up this Lament. All right, back to the Gunslinger. We are going to go ahead and just do this. Use our pistol again. Deal 1 damage to this minion. Take him out. Gain 1 Lament there. And then we got a dagger and a mobility, agility here. So he's not going to move, but he's going to deal damage in 0 to 3. So where can we go such that we're out of that range? 0, 1, 2, 3. So if I go in this corner back here, he's not going to hit me. 0, 1, 2, 3. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and sprint and go 1, 2, 3 out of range of the Griefbound. Now, hopefully there's not some event or something like that that forces us to move back into range, but, you know, what else can we do? All right, that ends the Gunslinger's turn. Back to Duality. She's already out of range, so she's going to use her black dagger, gain a black wing, and deal 1 damage to this minion. Take him out. Gain 1 Lament. And then she's going to do the rapier defense. She'll gain a white, then discard that white to gain 4 defense. All right, now she is done. Back to Gunslinger, who will now use his last die to gain a tactic token, because rerolls are important. And with that, he will pass, no other dice. And then back to Duality. She has a sprint. 3 dice is not great, so we're not going to get in the face of the Griefbound, but we are going to gain a tactic. And we played a blue, so we get a white wing. A single blue. So when we only get it when we play single dice. All right, pretty good start there. So let's go ahead and reveal our first event. What perils await us? Put 1 Lament in Rift 3. Guess where this guy's standing. All right, I did that off screen there. Instantly resolve the Griefbound's, this turn's Griefbound attack card without discarding it. Hunters may decide to collectively discard 2 Lament to ignore this effect. If you are fighting the Swarm Mistress, teleport the swarm farthest from the Griefbound to the closest space with a hunter. Teleport the swarm farthest from the Griefbound to the closest space with a hunter. Okay, well, looking at her attacks, she's not going to do the focus, and she's going to do 0 to 3, 0, 1, right? So if we look at 0, 1, 2, 3, it's not going to hit either of us. So I'm tempted to just let that slide. Let her do her thing there. It does say after that we are going to teleport this. Teleport the swarm farthest from the Griefbound to the closest space with a hunter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. I mean, they're the same. So we'll put it in the very corner. So hopefully we don't have to mess with it later. All right, so that is the event. Next, we're going to go to minions. All right, so the minions are looking for anybody in 0 to 3 and roll 2 dice against them. Well, 0, 1, 2, 3. The Gunslinger is in 3. Duality is not. So he's going to roll 2 dice against the Gunslinger. We got 2 claws, so that is 2 burn. All right. And then this other minion up here, 0, 1, 2, 3. So he's just going to move 2 towards these guys. He is out of range. All right. Now we have the elite coming out. Now, the elite spawns to a portal closest to the Griefbound. These two are equidistant. I want to put the elite right in front of us because we need to take him out quickly before the Griefbound leveled up and levels up the elite. So let's put the elite on this portal space here. And then let's see what they've got in store for us. This is the Lament Wraith, okay? There's a hunter in 0 to 2. Move to attack all of them with 2 dice. And with that damage, it looks like 3 damage, or with that attack, 3 damage and 1 stun on Sun Symbol. And then 1 damage and plus 1 damage for each minion in line of sight if we get the claw. That's pretty disgusting. Otherwise, it'll spawn 2 minions, and then all minions will move 2 spaces and deal 1 damage to a hunter in 0. Yikes. So we could quickly become overwhelmed with minions. Okay. I see where you're going with this. All right, back to Griefbound. So it's going to try the attack again. Neither of us are in range still, so the damage will fall off. It's called Rapid Healing. It's not really called that, but this is basically what it feels like. This slides over. This takes its place, so the arm is at 6. And we're looking at a torso of 5. Again, ideally, we could take one of these out before the Griefbound upgrades or leveled up. But with this one, we're looking at attack all hunters in 0 to 1 with 2 dice, teleport to a swarm closest to the hunter that was not attacked, attack again, and then activate all swarms. So we can do some damage to it. We'll prevent it from attacking again. All right, time track moves up to the special. Special says place 1 swarm in 0 to 3 in line of sight closest to any hunter. So that's different because previously it was just 0 to 1 that she would place them. Now she's placing them all the way across the map. And actually says in 0 to 3 in line of sight closest to any hunter. So it's got to be in a space, so this is probably the only space that matches that. It is 2 burns. Boiling pot. So 0, 1, 2, 3 in line of sight. So that's the closest space to a hunter that she could put that. Okay, now we are going to go to the corruption phase or the lament phase, starting with corruption. So it is Gunslinger first, no hunger. If you have 0 to 6 corruption, you can move 2 or gain 2 defense. I think he's going to stay right where he is because he's in perfect 2 range from the elite. So we're just going to have him gain 2 defense. All right. Next one for duality. No hunger, heal 2 or move. Now, these are perfect time cards. We're going to have her move 1, 2 to gain the same space as the elite. So now we don't have to waste dice moving. We're already in position, ready to attack. All right. So now we go to the refresh phase. We're going to have Gunslinger roll. He's got 2 burn. So with that purple die, it'd be nice to get rid of some of it. Okay. So here's the decision making. We can take the 2 burn and then spend 1 die to get rid of 2 of them. Or we burn 2 of them now to get rid of both burn and take no damage. Well, the thing is, I need a defense and a magic symbol to attack. So I'm just going to take the 2 burn now and then hope we can get rid of it later. Or we do have another magic symbol to get rid of it. All right. Duality. Oh, I'm doing stuff out of order. So first we got to spend our lament. So 1 here. He gets an upgrade. Let's see what we got. Explosive bullets. This action targets all enemies on a chosen space and range. Okay. His pistol kind of does that already. Let's see what the other one is. +1 damage. Move target up to 3 spaces. Interesting. We may want to look at doing that if we want to get the Swarm Mistress away from some of these swarm spaces, or this action targets all enemies on a chosen space and range. Yeah, because if we take out the minions, the chances of there being multiple in one space is going to be low. Plus this one gives us additional damage. So let's go with repelling runes. Let me see what. Teleport to the swarm closest to the hunter that was not attacked. So it's going to get really close to us. And then roll 2 dice. So we'll miss the first attack, and we'll just have to defend against the second attack. So let's discard explosive bullets and keep the repelling runes. And then we've got 1 lament here for duality to go. Next. Healing touch. A chosen hunter and 0 heals 2. You may discard 1 white wing to increase the range of this action by 2. So this is not bad. And then we also have tipping the scales. Discard a blue die to gain 3 white wings. Discard a black die to gain 3 black wings. I don't think I need that, but I like the healing touch because I have so many defense dice, so many blue dice. And topping us off a little bit, or that 2 heal could be pretty useful. Especially since I have a slot here that gives me 4 defense, and I've got 2 other defense die, I can use healing touch. All right, and then spend the last lament to just progress 1 on corruption track. All right, now we're back to, we rolled this die, we're going to roll dualities. There we go. All right, let's see what we can do. So first player token goes to duality, just like I wanted it to. She is in a space with the elite who has 5 health. We should be able to do this. So I'm going to put a black die here on my pistol, gain a black wing, discard a black wing, and deal 2 damage to the elite. Okay, and then see right now, that's like all the damage I have. Now I didn't take any damage, and the Gunslinger is not in 0. I still have 4 defense. So we may be giving some dice over to the Gunslinger to help out. And in fact, I think they could use the magic symbols, because that's what will give him the +1 damage. And if he does his other +1 damage, he'll be able to do 1 attack at 3 damage to take out the elite. All right, so over to the Gunslinger. Said you're going to spend the double star. I guess it doesn't matter where we spend these things. I'll spend the double star up here to gain a bullet for +1 damage. And then I'll spend a star down. It doesn't have to be a star, but it will be a star. Down here to gain 1 more damage. And that's that 2 actions. So back over to Duality, who has 3 dice. 3 defense dice. I can't attack anybody with it. Do I re-roll them? I could try to move back and use the pile of skulls to then hit the elite, because they could do 3 damage or 2 damage. And then let the Gunslinger hit the Griefbound to kind of mitigate its attacks. We've got 2 minions in range of us too, so that's going to be a problem. And they don't move when they attack. We've got some defense here, so let's spend a blue to move, gaining another white wing. Let's take a 5-foot step back. Let's activate this pile of bones. Hope it doesn't deal 4 damage. Even if it does, we're pretty well protected. Okay. It is going to deal 3 damage to 1 chosen enemy and 1 to 2. Discard the pile of skulls model in 0 in that space. So we're just going to go ahead and hit this guy, the elite, for that 3, which will take him out. That was perfect. Pile of skulls is going to get discarded. And then we're going to roll to see if and when the elite comes back. All right, looks like it's going to be 2 rounds. It's a D12 die. And so you only have 1 in 12 chances of getting that. Pretty sure that null symbol. Yeah. And that's the one that would said that the elite is gone for good. So good job, Duality. That was 2 actions, 1 to move, 1 to activate that. Now we're going to go back to the Gunslinger, who is now not in range of the Griefbound and is considering taking out an ability from the Griefbound. Problem is, our positioning is not going to be great after that, because these 2 would be an attack, that would be an attack, that would be the move. Unless I forge another bullet and move the target up to 3 spaces, I can push the Griefbound back. But I'd be short a die. All right, because right now we can do, well, we can only do 4 damage. We're not taking out paralyzing anyways. Let me see here. So attack all hunters in 0 to 1. That won't hit us. Teleport to the swarm closest and attack all hunters with 2 dice. I think I'm okay with that. We've got our defenses up. I should just take out these minions so that we have less to worry about. So we're going to use, unfortunately, we don't have a discarded die to gain back. So we're just going to go ahead and sprint and go 1, 2, so that we're equidistant to everybody. And then we're going to use this shield symbol to deal 1 damage. Just go ahead and take this guy out over here, because he's closest to actually reaching us if he did move. And gain a lament for that. Oh, I forgot the lament for the elite, which I believe is 2 and 1. Yep, 2 and 1. So Duality gains 2, and the Gunslinger gains 1. Okay. Next, what were we doing? Oh, so we moved, then we attacked. So back over to Duality. I don't want to go into the space with the 2 burns. Oh, but I could not. I was considering moving into a space to heal Gunslinger. But I basically have 2 dice I cannot do anything with. We really need to get some defense items. So I'm maxed out on shields, and I don't have a status token to discard. This one, discard a wing to gain 2 shield or heal 1. I'm at max health, and then I got 2 heals. Oh, wait a minute. A chosen hunter and 0 heals 2. You may discard 1 wing to increase the range of this action by 2. Okay. Healing touch, gain a white wing, then discard a white wing to heal the Gunslinger for 2. Helps if I read the abilities. Now I can't do anything else. I already have a tactic token, but I am going to put this on the shield to gain 2, but I've already got 4 just to gain that white wing back. All right, back to the Gunslinger. Let me see here. First attack, 0 to 1, so that's not going to hit any of us, and then it's going to teleport. Ooh, he's gonna get on the burn one. Closest to the hunter that was not attacked, which is both of them. So I could choose which one. I'll probably drop her on the hunger one, just so I don't have to deal with the burn. So, because actually I could just move her back. Well, she's gonna teleport, so it doesn't even matter, and we're not in range. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do this one over here. Unless I want to deal 3 damage to her next attack. There's only 1 minion. And you'll just do some burn and some little damage. The burn is kind of a pain to get rid of. The next one's going to be a stage. Yeah, we'll save our abilities. We'll just hit this minion over here so we don't have to deal with the burn. Gain a lament for that. And that should be all of the dice. So we still have the +1 damages. We'll save that. And double checking. All right, that looks good. So on to the enemy phase. Let's do this. Place 1 lament in Lament Rift 7, it's way up here at the top right of the board. Each hunter places 1 stone token on their run and sprint actions with dice on them. Oh, so that's going to hit both of our sprints, because that's what we had dice on. So good thing we didn't actually. Gunslinger sprint, Duality's run. Good thing we didn't use all of them. All right. And that's it for that one. We're going to go to the minions, but there are no minions. So good thing we took them out. We're going to go 1 down on the elite, the timer. And then we're going to go to the Griefbound. Attack all hunters in 0 to 1 with 2 dice. Well, as we recall, there was nobody in 0 or 1. Teleport to the swarm closest to a hunter that was not attacked. So we're going to take her back to this one, the hunger one. So when we get on that, hunger's not as bad as burn, I don't think. And then we didn't do any damage to her, so she's going to get her focus attack. See, so we could have dodged all the damage by not hitting the minion, but the minion is going to put burn on us, which can't be blocked by our defenses. So, and I need a reason to use healing touch. Let's go attack all hunters in 0 to 1 with 2 dice, which is actually just Duality, who has 4 defense, so hopefully not too bad. All right, we got a claw and a sun. Oh, see, if we got in the null, that would have been 4 stuns. So good thing that didn't happen. The claw, the sun's going to deal 3 damage. The claw will do 2. That's 5. So we're going to lose our 4 defense. We're going to use our 4 defense and take 1 damage. And then hunter moves 1 toward the closest swarm. Well, that's just perfect because there's 2 that are close to us. So I'm just going to move in here. But that means I'm going to gain 2 hunger. Okay. So this attack card goes away. Oh, nope. Activate all swarms. And so the swarm says deal 2 hunger to each hunter in 0 to 2. All right, so we're both going to take 2 hunger. So I've got Duality has 4, Gunslinger has 2. Now this goes away. New one slides into place. Currently 6, but we know that's going to go up with the stage card. And the wings are 5. So now we're going to go ahead and reveal the stage. And it is Toxic Venom, the Curse Effect. Okay, so level up Griefbound and Elite. So Griefbound is now level 2. So it's going to be 8 and 6 to take out some of those parts. And the Elite goes from 5 to 6 health. All players discard Secret Card 1 if they have it. Place this card next to the pool of cursed tokens. That makes sense. Secret Card 1 is the curses. So this looks like it's going to replace them. So if we have 1 curse, we'll take 1 unblockable damage. If we have 2 to 3 curses, we'll gain 2 burns and 2 stuns. That's a lot. If you have 3 to 4 curses, place stun tokens on your run and sprint actions. Take 3 unblockable damage. If you have 5 plus curses, set your health to 0. Well, that escalated quickly. I think there's a lot going on that stage card. There's a lot going on that. So we don't want curses. I told you they were terrible in the previous game. Well, now they're even worse in this one. All right, let's go to corruption. I'm kind of worried because we have so much hunger. So starting with turn player Duality. Move 1 toward the closest space with Lament for each hunger you have. Take the Lament if you reach it. Otherwise, take 1 damage for each hunger you have. For each damage taken, discard 1 hunger. That's going to take us pretty far away. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we did make it. Take it if we reach it. So we'll take it. Otherwise, take 1 damage for each hunger. So we're not going to take any damage. Our corruption is 2. It says gain 2 shield or discard 2 status tokens. Well, I guess we'll discard the stun. And go on to Gunslinger. Move 1 toward the chosen enemy for each hunger you have. Deal 1 damage and 0 for each hunger you have. For each damage dealt, discard. Well, we have 2 hunger and we're 2 spaces away. 1, 2. Funnily enough, we gain 2 hunger when we enter it. So we're technically going to deal 4 damage to the Griefbound. I'm glad Duality wasn't standing on that space and we were targeting her. I think we're going to go ahead and put it on this cloud of bugs. Maybe we can do 4 more damage and take it out. The arm. All right, now we're going to the level up phase. Let's spend 2 to get 2 cards from Duality, hoping for more shield cards. Darker than black. Whenever you deal damage to an enemy, you may discard 1 Blackwing to deal 1 additional damage. Okay, Perfect Self. Action, resolve all. 1 chosen hunter heals 3, deal 3 damage, gain 3 white and 3 black. Until the end of the phase, you may use white as black and vice versa. That's a good punch card, like punch you in the face. Darker than black would last longer. The problem is I don't get a lot of black. I only have 1 black die. Right, it's like the rapier would discard a black to deal 2 instead, but that's not the same as discarding it here. And Gunslinger has no black dice. So do I just go with Perfect Self, even though it's going to get discarded? We do need the extra damage, which is, I think, is what we were going for. So let's go with the Perfect Self, even though it'll go away soon once we use it. But we only have the 1 damaging ability right now. All right, so that's Perfect Self, and then we'll use the last one to get rid of a hunger. So that was 2 up on this, and then getting rid of a hunger. Okay, over to the Gunslinger, who's going to use all 3, 1, 2, 3 to level up. So now, what was the problem with the Gunslinger? Maybe it was not enough dice. Lots of bullets. Doubling bullet. Choose 1 additional target in the range and line of sight for this attack. Okay. Or we can get a +1 damage, refresh 1 chosen weapon action. I think we're going to go with the extra die, just because we've got 2 pretty good bullets that we want to get. Let's see, this one requires a magic. Yeah, defenses. I've already got a purple die. Do I just get a black so I can help Duality out? What am I missing? I've got 2 move, 2 blue. I think I need another blue so that I can use this one over here. So let's get another blue die. This box is full of everything. Black, purple, and green. Hopefully I don't regret that. But at least we'll be able to get our defense more, and our attacks rely on the shield as well. So, all right. We're going to go. Gunslinger is going to start the turn. So let's pick up these dice. He's got a bunch of stuns, a bunch of burns. See if we can get rid of some of that. We only got 1 blue. Oops. So we are going to take that burn damage. Or, no, I would have needed the purple too. See, I can use the purple to gain the shield, then refresh this action by removing it, and then use the mobility to re-roll it back in. Yeah, we're just going to take the 2 burn. 2, because we need this to do, we need the blue magic symbol to do some damage. And we have another sprint option with our scout armor. So even though our current sprint is stunned. All right, let's go to Duality. There are 5 dice. Not good. 4 shields and a dagger. I guess it's not terrible. She's way over there. Oh, if I had a magic symbol, I could teleport. because we are in line of sight. Well, Gunslinger's going first. But if Gunslinger moves, I can't teleport. The Gunslinger also can't attack there. So not great that he's going first. How do I stall? I think I've got pretty good... Because if Duality runs 3, 1, 2, 3, she's not going to make it. And she's going to be on the 2 burns. She's going to gain 2 burns. So I think what I need to do is go ahead, use Cleanse here to get rid of the 2 burns. Again, I'm just stalling. And then put this purple die here to gain 2 more shields, plus this 2, that makes it 4. And instead of moving 1, I will refresh, which will discard this. Now we go to Duality, who's going to use her tactic token to reroll this purple and the blue. Actually, we're going to reroll all of them. Let's try to get double blues. Double shields. I did not get double shields. I actually got less shields now, but I did get a purple. Yeah, I want to teleport. I was like, why did I do that? Okay, so now we're going to use the Armor of Light. Teleport to a space with a hunter in 0 to 3 and line of sight, which is going to give us 2 more hunger. So we're going to teleport right in there. And I like how they put on enter and not, after a move or anything like that. So teleporting counts 2. All right, and then we are going to wish we could reroll. We're going to use our black dagger here with our rapier. We're going to gain a black wing for playing it and then discard it to deal 2 damage to the Griefbound. Go ahead and hit this ability right, or this the arms. And then pass it on over to the Gunslinger. So the Gunslinger needs to move. And so what we're going to do is use this on the Scout Armor, which lets us move his base speed, which is 2. Let's go 1, 2 to this portal. And then restore 1 discarded die. So he's going to grab that purple and get a dagger. Not what we wanted. So I think we're going to end up using the tactic token. Well, we don't have to now. Actually, so for Duality, she's not going to do 2 damage. She'll just do 1 and save the black wing, because I realized that it only needs 2 damage to take out the cloud, and I have to spend all my bullets. So I'm going to do this one up here, which is 1 damage and 2, 2. I'm going to spend both bullets plus 2 damage, so that's 3 damage, which is enough to take out the arm. All right, so the arm's going to give us 3, 1. 3 to the Gunslinger, 1 to the Duality. Oh, or a way to do that differently. Let me see, because I want Duality to get rid of a lot of this hunger. Yeah, I know how to do it. Let's roll it back real quick before we get too far. And we'll just leave this move piece of it, because all we're going to do is stall, basically. So instead of attacking now, we're going to put this on Armor of Light and gain 2 Gain, oh, we won't gain a white, but we'll discard a white wing to gain 4 defense. So instead of attacking, that'll be our second action. So we teleported and then we put some defense on. And now, so he had 4 damage on him. Right, from the hunger from Gunslinger. So now Gunslinger just needs to do this shield with the 2 bullets, which is 7, to take out. No, what am I doing? Oh, without spending the bullets. Without spending the bullets. 1 damage. Ooh, that'd be 5. No, I messed up. Spending the bullets. Make it 3, 4, 7 total damage. For some reason I was counting it as 6 health. It's not. It's 8. So 7 total damage. Okay. And that was Gunslinger's 2 actions. He cleansed. Oh yeah, because he resolved, refreshed the die. So now we go back to Duality, who will use the dagger, gain a black wing. Doesn't need to spend it to do the 1 damage. Really gotta like plan ahead a little bit here, because I want Duality to get to 3, so that hopefully she can remove some of this hunger. I think I flipped the die. No, I think it was 2 moves, or 2 agility. So the question is, now we roll this die, actually. No question. Do that first. 1 in 12 chance? Nope. This says all hunters in 0 to 1 may refresh 1 basic action and restore 1 discarded die. Well, no reason to do either of that. We can refresh this cleanse. That's about it. And then refill the attack track. So that is not... I don't know if you can get them together. I think you can. May refresh 1 basic action. And so let's roll this back in. And Duality didn't use the basic action yet. Defense, not what we wanted. Use a magic symbol. We do have a reroll capability. Refill the attack track. So this comes out. Ravenous Vines. Okay. But first we're looking at All-Seeing Swarm. Teleport to the swarm closest to any hunter. Okay. Attack all hunters in 0 to 3 and line of sight with 2 dice. If the Griefbound is on a swarm, ignore the line of sight restriction. And then move 2 and attack. So I think we're just going to go through the portal and just go all the way to the other side and avoid that mess altogether. So we are back to Duality. No, Duality dealt that damage. So we're still on Duality. And what we will do is have her sprint. Go 1, 2, 3. Other side of the map. She's still got 1 die left. And I kind of don't want the Gunslinger anywhere near her because of the 5, but still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's not a lot of places he can go. But I mean, if they share space and he takes 5, that would get rid of 5 of the hunger, and then he's got 4 shield to block it. He's also got a lot of dice. So he's going to use this tactic token to re-roll I guess we'll re-roll one defense and one dagger. See if we can get something. Magic. We got magic and 2 defense. So actually we can also heal him. All right, so while we are still in 2-2 of the Griefbound, and in fact, we have a decision to make. Well, all we would do is stop the teleport, but he's gonna teleport anyways. I mean, it's not gonna matter. He's already on the 2 closest swarms. So we're not going to bother dealing any damage to him. We could start dealing some damage to Ravenous Vines, but that's 10 health on it. And we'd only deal 1 damage. So I mean, I could just hit it anyways. Do the 1 damage. I've got to give Duality a die now, so she doesn't pass. Give the 2 defenses. So the problem is I won't get the heal because his 2 actions would be either deal damage and give the assist die, or sprint through the portal to get the heal and not deal any damage. You know, I'm okay without dealing any damage. We're going to use these 2 dice to stock up on bullets. So let's go ahead and not do our sprint. Ouch. Because sprint is stunned. So I guess we're going to go back to plan A. I don't think I waste 2 dice on an attack that'll deal 1 damage. I'm not going to be able to get through the portal to get away. He's going to attack 0 to 3 with 2 dice and then move and do 2 damage. I think I can still kind of run and avoid the 0 to 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can run and get away from that. So let's use this green die to just run. And actually I can get in 2 that way. 1, 2. Yeah, and then I'll get the heal anyway. So we still could have done it. We still can do it. So back to Duality, which I see I'm off. No, that's because he discarded a couple dice. That's why. I was wondering why we had an even number of dice after finishing Gunslinger's turn. That's because he discarded 2 dice, refreshed 2 actions. All right, back to Duality. She's going to use this double blue onto Healing Touch. She'll gain a white, and then she can discard 1 to increase the range by 2 and heal Gunslinger for 2. Get him back to full health. And then she's still got a movement die. Do we try to do this upgrade thing? Do we want Duality to do it? What's our other options here? Double daggers. You may discard a white to heal 1. That may be good. Double move or double daggers. Deal 1 damage and 0. Do I want another rapier? Do I want defense ones? I don't have any mobility dice. I do have a magic die that I could use. I think I like my odds with that. and I think I'm going to end up going with the Ruddle Daggers. So here's what we're going to do. So we did one action to heal. We'll run, which will give us a white wing. Oh, we have to discard a black die to get that. Let's just get a tactic. We'll worry about whether we want to upgrade that or not later. Because I don't have a black die right now to trigger it. Okay, back over to Gunslinger. So you have the choice. You can either gain a tactic or try to stock up on bullets. And he definitely wants to use the magic up here because it's rare to get that. +1 damage. And then we're just going to get the bullet here. Either way, it's either going to be a tactic or a bullet. We could have also cleansed to get rid of this stun. Let's do that instead of the bullet. Let's get rid of the stun there, and then we'll do the bullet down here. The other option is just to do the move target up to 3 spaces, so we can put them in the space with duality. So many options. Let's do that. All right, so that's everybody. Duality ran away before doing perfect self. That's okay. We'll have to just do that next time. We didn't need the heal, so. Let's go ahead and move to event phase. Place 1 lament in 8. Way down here, near the bottom of the map. The Griefbound gains 2 shields for each hunter in their line of sight. I guess technically duality is in line of sight. Now, one thing to keep in mind on Swarm Mistress, the scenario 1, there was no slots here, no markers here. And there's debate or question like, should there have been? Can they not receive defenses? That just proves could not receive a defense. Now we can on scenario 2, looks like, or level 2, they can. And then it says each enemy in 1-1 from the Griefbound gains 2 shield. All right, there are no enemies. And Graveyard Dragon, that's not who we're fighting. Okay. Then we go to the Arsonist. Minions, there are no minions. Active minions anyways. The Elite is spawning again. We're going to spawn them in Duality space. So Duality could just completely destroy them this turn. So good thing Duality didn't move into the Forge, because then she'd have to spend a die to move back. But there's a good chance with the Hunger that we're going to have to move towards the Gunslinger anyways. All right, now we're going to go to Griefbound. Teleport to the swarm closest to any hunter. So she's just going to teleport up 1. Ooh, that's still going to put her in range of the Gunslinger. Attack all hunters in 0-3 and line of sight with 2 dice. Yeah. I thought I was getting away, but I wasn't. 0, 1, 2, 3. Just the right amount of spaces. He could have moved too. No, because sprint was not available. Ah. Any bonus damage? No bonus damage. You missed the roll. This was the roll. 5 damage. Hunter moves 1 toward the closest swarm, which is basically going to put him in range to take more damage. So that's 5 damage. He's got 4 defense. So we'll get rid of this 4. He'll take 1. Then the Griefbound is going to move 2 and deal 2 damage. 2. Deal 2 damage to each hunter in 0-2. 0, 1, 2. So he'll take 2 more. Good thing Duality wasn't nearby, but there's still going to be a problem with corruption or hunger. Okay, and that is it for the Griefbound. So this attack goes away. So I guess I should have. I don't think I had enough to do the extra damage, but it's just those things to keep in mind. I should have done the 2 because the teleport was actually 1 space closer to put him in range for that. Oh man, both of these have 10 health on them. All right, now we're going to go to the next time track, which is spawn minions. There's 2 of them. One's over here on the map, and the other's up here. All right, here comes the worst part, corruption. I really don't think the hunger was a necessary part of this game. I think it's challenging enough dealing with all these enemies and their attacks to also deal with hunger. Starting with Gunslinger, since he's the turn player. Move 1 toward the closest hunter for each hunger you have. He has no hunter. He has 4. Gain 4 corruption. Gain 1 tactic or heal 2. So he'll heal 2. Yeah, I think just the corruption would have been great because it's like good, then it's like good/bad, and then it's bad. So as you get more powerful, that's what you deal with. All right, Duality. Yep, move 1 toward the closest hunter. 2, so we're basically going to deal 5 damage to the Gunslinger and lose all the hunger. And no chance really to get rid of it. And 4, lose 1 corruption or gain 1 tactic. I mean, none of it really benefits me. Because you could like delay your corruption if you wanted to. All right, level up. Gunslinger will spend 1 corruption just to move that up 1. And she will spend 3 to level up. 1, 2, 3. I was trying to get that to get rid of the hunger, but it struck first. Moon Eclipse. Deal 1 damage and 0. You may discard a black die to deal 1 additional damage, a black wing to deal 1 additional damage, a blue or a white wing, a blue die or a white wing to increase the range by 1. We're taking that, not light and dark. Light and dark says you can discard a magic or a agility to gain 1 white and 1 black wing. We have to remember that we can spend a white and a black to pull back a discarded die, but we just usually haven't had any discarded dice. And we have to remember discard 2 magic to hide in the mud. All right, Duality is first. She is not happy. With 5 dice, what can she do? Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. You know, that the Wraith is back. I really want to take my anger out on the Griefbound, but I also have to deal 6 damage to the Wraith. Which is possible the Gunslinger can do it. And we're no longer inflicted with status tokens. So let's take stock here. You can do this to deal 1. You can do this and this, which will probably trade blue dice. Ooh. We kind of want that purple to hide. But if we do that, that would just be 1 more damage. We have move target up to 3 spaces. I would need the magic, so I'm probably gonna use the magic to forge +1. Let's see, we can get a +1 bullet here. We need a magic to get a +1 here. That's only going to be 3 damage. We're missing a magic symbol, which we could get from Duality. Or Duality just deals 2 damage to... We're not going to do 10 if we have to deal with the... We just summoned minions, so she would summon 2 more. The Wraith would summon 2 more. That'd be 4 to deal with, and the Wraith. Or we bum rush the Wraith. Oh, we have a Perfect Self. And actually, Perfect Self says 1 chosen hunter and 0 to 1 heals 3. Okay. So that pretty much tells us what we need to do. We are going to save the 2 purples so that the Gunslinger can hide, but we're going to be able to heal him 3. And then we're going to be able to Healing Touch. I give him 2 more, that'd be 5. But first, we got to get into the Griefbound space. Let us move. In with the Griefbound. Let us then do perfect. Before I do that, we don't have to move. We can use this purple on Moon Eclipse, which will deal 1 damage and 0. Oh, we wanted it for Perfect Self. That's why we're moving. I was going to say, the Moon Eclipse will do a range of 1. We'll save that for the Wraith. So I'll spend that blue, move here. It's not. Let's do Moon Eclipse at the Wraith. Okay. And that says you can discard a black wing to do 1 additional damage. And a black die to do an additional damage. I've already got 4 defense, so let's not use this purple die. Let's use a blue shield. Spend a black die, spend a black wing to bump it to 3 damage. So then the Gunslinger does have a chance. Is that really going to work? No. Save the black die. Just do 2 damage. Discard 2 white wings. Now you can only discard 1 white wing to increase the range by 1. It's a game of inches, I'm telling you. How do I hit them both for maximum damage? Griefbound has 10. Maybe I should just go for the torso on the left. Activate all swarms, move 2, attack with 2 dice, focus attack all hunters in 0 to 3 with 2 dice. So I would just only take 2 dice worth of damage if I go in on him. Yeah, that hunger is just terrible. Because it kind of moves us out of position So we'll do that. We'll move up there. We'll use Perfect Self, heal a hunter in 0 to 1 for 3. So that takes our Gunslinger back up to 10. Deal 3 damage in 0. So that'll hit. Can I do? That's 3. That's 2. That's 5. Maybe do 2 there. No, because we're not worried about ravenous vines. I say that until something bad happens. The next one's going to be a special. Okay. So there's 3 there, and then gain 2 black wings. And we can exchange white as black. So actually I could increase. No, could I be doing? Okay, never mind. And upon entering the enemy phase, remove this card. Okay. So that's our. Oh, and that's an action. Perfect Self is an action. So that's 2 actions. So now we go to Gunslinger, who's in range of the Wraith. He's going to put this blue die here to gain 1 damage. And actually, if we can move the Wraith 3, we'll just put him in the space with Duality and then just have Duality stab him. Forge that bullet. Activate this pistol. Deal 1 damage. Discard this. 2 damage. That's not 2 damage. Move the target 3 spaces. This one's 2 damage. So we'll deal 2 damage to the Wraith. 2 out of 6. And then we can move it 3. I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3 into the same space as this. And actually, if I can do the other pistol, I'll hit them both. Even though it won't be a ton of damage, I'll hit them both. Actually, what I should do then is not put that bullet on there. Do that one first. Use that bullet to move the target 3. And then consider putting this bullet on later to do 2 damage to both of them. In fact, we'll do that now. So we'll spend this mobility to, actually let's use the green one in case we give the blue one to Duality. All right, so I reversed. Instead of getting the bullet, because I have to spend all my bullets, I was better off just not getting this extra damage, using the move target 3 with the damage so then I can hit them both in the same space with the second ability with the +1 damage. So it'll deal 2 to both of them. All right, so now we go back to Duality, who probably wants to do Moon Eclipse with the purple die. Yeah. We're going to discard a black wing to deal 1 additional damage. We don't need to increase the range. We don't need to do any of the other stuff. So that'll be 2 damage to the Griefbound, or 2 damage to the Wraith. We need to take the Wraith out. That takes it up to 4 of 6. And then we're going to use the dagger here. We'll gain a black wing. We'll spend that black wing to deal 2 damage to the Wraith and defeat it again. Come on, 1 in 12. Nope, he's coming back in 2 turns again. Wait a minute. We'll do, I lied. He'll still come back in 2 turns when he is killed. The whole point of doing some of the stuff we did was, just put this here. He's got 4 damage on him. We're going to do the 2 up to the Griefbound because the Gunslinger is going to deal 2 damage to him. All right. The Gunslinger has to move away. risky. Should be fine to do this. Let's put this on scout armor, gain 2 defense. And then let's refresh the action. And then use this blue die, because I don't think... No, that's fine. Let's use this green one to move and restore 1 discarded die. So we'll move here so that we're 2 away and restore this blue and hope we get a shield out of it. Magic symbol. Which is actually fine. Yeah, because those are the 2 actions, and then on Duality's turn, he will give him the shield he needs. So then he'll be able to do this attack and hide. And then we'll use this double shield to heal 2, and we'll discard a white wing to increase the range by 2 to heal the Gunslinger 2. And Duality has no discarded die, so can't use the black wings, white wings to do that. And that's it for her. Now we could have used the black wing to do that, but we get so many whites. Thinking what I could have done was, when I use this black dagger, I'll keep the black wing and I'll discard a white in its place. The black ones are the ones that are hard to come by. For perfect self is how we did that. So now back to Gunslinger, who now has a defense and +1 damage. So he's going to do this and spend this bullet to do 2 damage to those 2. So 3, 4, 5. This makes it up to 7, 10. And this one takes out the Wraith. And we'd already resolved. He gets 2, 1. The Gunslinger gets 2. Duality gets 1. We resolve that he will come back in 2 turns. Much more efficient use of our abilities. He still has another action. I almost want him to sprint. Let me see. Activate all swarms, move 2, attack all hunters. Oh, we did not do any damage. To stop some of that die rolling. So should I drop 2 damage onto that one? Let's see, 6, 7. So 5. Yeah, because if he rolls 2 dice, that's a potential for 5 damage each time. Maybe 6, which we can handle. No, but each time. So that's like 10 total damage. So that final 2, let's see, this is 3 damage. We'll migrate it to this instead to stop the focused ability. We've got 2 dice left. We've got to use this agility one first. I did like moving the target 3 spaces. Should I just get that again, or should I get a tactic? I don't know that moving is going to do us any good. I can't reach the space with the 2 lament on it. I could reach a space back there with lament on it. But we only need 2 to level up. We'll probably fast track to the next level. Oh, we can give this to Duality. Yeah. Let's give her that mobility. And then we'll take the mud hideout. Put it up here and basically hide in the mud. PETA style. All right, back over to Duality, who now has the dice to use, a die to use, and a sprint action to use it with. I could just run all the way through the portal and out the other side. Okay, let's see. He's going to move 2 and attack all hunters in 0 to 1. So if I went over here and got the 2 Lament, 1, 2, he would get there and attack me. Or I go to the portal, 1, 2, 3, and get the 1 Lament. But then I'll be in range of that minion, but not line of sight, so I won't be in range of that minion. Do I greed for it? I do need to be, well, I don't have any hunger to need to be far away from the Gunslinger, but I'd be too far away from the Griefbound. Let's just go ahead and sprint and go 1, 2, 3, and I'll be by the skull, so I may be able to activate that. Okay. There was a lot going on that turn, but let's see how well we did. Oh, man. The Griefbound has 2 defense. So we'll just say 2 of the damage is negated. Okay. Let's go over to this phase, enemy phase. Lament in Rift 6. Place each portal on his side. They cannot be used until the next event is drawn. Hunters may gain 3 hunger each to ignore this effect. We're just going to lose the portals. I'm not taking 3 hunger for that. All right, that's overheating portals. Next, we're going to go to the minions. So none of us are in 0 of 3, so they're just going to move 2. So he's going to go 1, 2 towards this way, and he's going to go 1, 2 towards this way. So now we got to deal with them. The elite 6 down 1, and then we're going to go over to the Griefbound, activate all swarms. Nobody's near a swarm. Move 2. You can't see this hunter. So 1, 2 towards Duality. Attack all hunters in 0 to 1 with 2 dice. So let's see how bad the first roll is going to be. Yeah, 5 damage. And the sun deals +1 hunger. So 5 damage. We're going to block 4 of it. Take 1. We're going to gain a hunger. And we move 1 towards the nearest portal. Swarm. So we're basically going to enter his space. Which is kind of a bummer because I wanted to use the skulls without moving. But we'll see. Then he's going to move 2 again, but he's already in a space with us. And then the focus is not going to trigger. So the remaining damage on this ability will go away. On the torso will go away. The other torso will slide down with sadly 3 damage on it. I thought we were going to do 5, but wings have 10 as well. Man, this is going to be tough. So there's the final attack, but we're not into that mode yet until there's 2 cards left. So we're shuffling the deck, putting it on top. Next, we're going to go to the stage cards, which is the special, which is basically going to put 1 under our feet. We have got to start removing some of these swarms. Ooh, 2 stuns. I think if I'm going to end up doing the skulls, put it right here, 2 stuns. If I end up doing the skulls, I'm not going to move back into that space because that'll be painful. All right, corruption phase. Starting with Duality as 1 hunger. Move one toward the closest space with Lament. For each hunger you have. We have one. That's unfortunate. I'm going to come off this 2 stun space. Or off this stun space. Further away from the pile of skulls and the treasure. And I take 1 damage because I did not reach the Lament. I have 7 corruption, so you may gain 2 hunger to gain 1 lament. If you don't, gain 2 stuns. I think I can take the 2 stuns. If I gain a lament, I'd have to spend 3 of them to get rid of the 3. And hunger is bad. And the extra lament's not going to do anything for me. So let's gain 2 stuns, and hopefully we can just get rid of them in 1. So we'll put it on this over here, teleport, and then this over here. Actually, we'll put it on the tactics. We don't need a tactic right now. And then we go over to the Gunslinger, who has no hunger, so we'll ignore that. 5. Heal 2 or discard 2 status tokens. He will heal 2. Just a heal of 1. Hiding in the mud. It worked. Why did it work? All right, leveling up. Duality. Spend all 3. Keep the hunger. Yeah, because Perfect Self goes away. We need to progress on corruption to get closer to flipping. Let's go 1, 2, 3. I hope I didn't forget to move that up at some point on the track. Guarding Light. Whenever you discard a blue, gain 2 shield. Whenever you discard black, gain 1 tactic. Okay. Healing Touch, which is what I already have. Chosen Hunter and 0 heals 2. You may discard 1 to increase the range of this. Let's see here. I think I just want another purple die. Mostly for the extra die, but also so we can teleport. I don't know if teleporting really helps us. I've got enough defense dice, but the purple's for the cleanse, I guess is what it is. Or we go with Guarding Light. Oh, and we can use it with the Eclipse for when we discard stuff to gain more defenses. All right, let's go with Guarding Light. We are going very tanky. And Gunslinger will spend the 2 he has. Let's see what he can get. Deal 1 damage in the weapon range, body part, head, deal 3 instead. I can't say that I've seen any heads. Or Precise Shot. Gain 1 tactic, deal 1 damage in the weapon range, deal 1 additional damage for each tactic token you have. It's a free tactic though. Oh, when I use it, I gain a tactic. It's still a free tactic. I don't need the extra die. I have plenty of dice. So let's slide these down just a little bit and take Precise Shot. Stick it right up there and discard Headshot. All right, now turn player is going to be Gunslinger. So let's refresh dice. Yeah, we need to start doing some serious damage to these body parts, because that event deck is also a timer. Nothing that needs to be gotten rid of, so this is a good roll. All right, now let's go for Duality. It's probably going to need a die soon. Okay, there's at least one purple. That'll be enough to get rid of the 2 stuns. I think we got everything we need to. Alright, so starting with Gunslinger. So Mud Hideout goes away, or comes back over here. So what do we got? We got a minion there, we got one up there, so they're starting to get in range of us. I'd have to take on 2 more stuns to go toe-to-toe with the Griefbound. But I can also just use Moon Eclipse and increase our range. And discard a blue die instead of a wing. And then use that, and then gain 2 shields from that. There's a lot we can do here. And we can heal too. He's doing good. We could use some healing. So, alright. And we need to do 7 damage to the Griefbound attack. So you can do 2 damage with Precise Shot. If we do that, then we can use 1 shield to do 1 damage to this minion close to us, take him out. That would leave us with this, but we may want to stall, do that and this to gain extra damage, and just do, actually we should use this with Precise Shot. That would deal 2, 3, 4 damage of the 7. Let's do it. So Gunslinger's up first, so we're going to use this magic symbol to gain a bullet of +1 damage. I wish we could gain 1 more. We probably could, because then we can just move the Griefbound onto the space with Duality. Instead of the additional damage. Yeah, I think that'll work. So let's put this green dagger on here. So that's his 2 actions. Over to Duality. You just go ahead and heal. We're stalling, remember? Be 3-2 and Lament. Yeah, because we can gain more white wings. Let's do this, gain a white wing, heal 2. 1, 2. Love having a built-in heal. And then I guess technically we can go ahead and do Moon Eclipse with the shield. Or do I want the dagger? We won't gain an additional black. Oh no, because I need the dagger down here. So yeah, let's use this shield to go into Moon Eclipse. There's no reason to discard a blue. Oh, we need to increase the range. Yeah, but there's no reason to discard a blue. You just got to do a white wing, discard a white wing, discard a black wing. White wing will increase the range, black will do damage, so that's 2 damage to the Griefbound from a distance. I wanted to discard things, but I needed them. Like discarding this blue would only give me 2 defense, but I can just use it down here and get 4 defense. So no reason to do that there. All right, back over to Gunslinger. So that's 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and Gunslinger's about to do 3. Actually about to do 4. So maybe Duality didn't need to spend that black to do the extra. Yeah. Right, because we had counted this is going to go up here, gain a tactic. That'll be 1, deal 1 additional tactic for each, or damage for each tactic you have, so that's 2. Where did I get? 3. I was wrong again. This was actually perfect, because this is only going to deal 3 damage. The extra bullet was to move him. So we'll do that. We'll spend these bullets. That's 3 damage. Move the grief bound. This, so Duality doesn't have to deal with the stuns. That claw is like right at the tip of her wings. That'll take this out. So Gunslinger will gain 3. Duality will gain 2. Lament. 1, 2, 3. Oops. Throwing dice everywhere. 1, 2. Or tokens everywhere. And we get the roll and see. Hopefully no new attack. That's a new attack. Actually, it might get rid of a swarm. Discard a swarm in line of sight, or all hunters in 0 to 1 may sprint. Yeah, let's get rid of that stuns. Can't let the swarms get out of control. At least in scenario 1, it was 1 die per swarm. I don't know what this one will be, but... And then refilled the track. So now we need to think about bailing. 0 to 3 with 4 dice. We need to do at least 2 damage to this rapid emergence, which Duality can do. It's not a waste on attack. It'll block 4 damage. So that was only 1 action by Gunslinger. So he's going to put this on his pistol and take out this minion over here. And gain 1 lament for that. All right, he's got 1 die left. Next is Duality. Now that the grief bound is in her space, she is going to hit him with this, gain a black wing, spend the black wing to do 2 damage to prevent that crazy 4 die roll from going off. She's going to cleanse the 2 stuns. Then we're going to go back over to Gunslinger. So what are we worried about? Resolve special. So it'll put a swarm out. Teleport to a swarm closest to any hunter. It'll basically be on their space. And then activate all swarms will gain a hunger. So we should be fine. So I'm just going to have him sprint back here. 1, 2, 3. And pick up these 2 laments. And get out of range of any hunger that Duality has. You don't need her running over to Nom Nom Gunslinger. All right, so back to Duality, who has 1 die left. So we're going to go ahead and use this light armor. We'll gain a white wing. We'll discard it for 4 shield. All right, that is all our actions, I believe. I have no discarded dice to use Duality's wings with. So it's like, she'd be great to get. I mean, I guess I could have done it with Moon Eclipse and get like double benefit out of it. Anyways. Event. Collapsed portal. Place 1 in 7. So actually the portals come back. But now it says the first player chooses the portal, discard that portal, and place 1 random treasure in its place. Well, that kind of just makes the portals all useless. Let's get rid of the one closest to us so the treasure's closer to us. And we are not fighting the tormentors. That goes away. We have 1 minion on the board who is in range of Duality. 0 and 3. Yeah, so he's going to roll 2 dice against Duality. 2 claws, which is what, 2 burns? Yep, 2 burns. Okay, the elite is going to spawn now, which actually now makes him spawn all the way over there. Which again isn't terrible, at least we're close to the treasure. Rapid Emergence, Resolve Special. He's going to go ahead and put one underneath. And it's the curses one. As long as I don't move off and back onto that space, should be good. Teleport to a swarm closest to any hunter. We're on top of one focused. We got 2 damage on there. Activate all swarms. And it'll just give him a hunger. 2 hunger. All right, so the damage on this goes away. And we got to hurry up because I think he's about to level up and then level up again if we don't start knocking these things out. We've only taken out 2 attack cards. Okay, so now stage card. Feral Outburst. Level up the Griefbound. And each minion, or each elite. Now he's 7. Oh wait, he's out now too, so yeah, we'll flip that. And then put this under the minion. When this minion attacks, it basically has an additional effect of +1 damage and teleport to the closest swarm. I'd like to be able to try to take advantage of that. Maybe, you know, take the damage from the minion so he could teleport me away or something. All right, now we go to corruption, starting with Gunslinger. No hunger. He's got 7 corruption. Heal 2 or lose 1 corruption, and then shuffle. You don't need either of those. Duality. Move 1 toward the closest hunter for each hunger you have. I have 3. I'm not going to reach them. 1, 2, 3, but I am by the chest. And then move or heal 2 or gain 2 shield. I don't need the heal. You don't need the defense. I don't need the heal. See, the problem with the Wraith is, oh, he does move. He moves only if you're in range. Otherwise, he's just going to keep spawning minions. So I should probably move 2. Maybe I should have put the treasure on the other side. I don't want to get on that curses. Maybe we just let him spawn minions. Let's see, he would spawn 1 on 2 over there and then 3 way down there. So we might have a couple turns, but I really need to start dealing some damage, especially while these are low in health. That's 7, lower in health. So we're going to move here because that's 2 away from the it's 2 from the Gunslinger, but the Gunslinger has to be in range to hit him in the first place. So he does have like a 5-foot step. So 1, 2 will move. Because the Gunslinger will go there. Still not enough to reach him. The Gunslinger has to go here. And then maybe move back. Okay. We are reshuffling now. Try to do some damage here. We avoided a lot of the Griefbound attack last time. Oh, wait. Do I need to reset this? I did reset it. Yeah, because it had 2 damage on it. All right, leveling up, starting with... Wow, Gunslinger has a lot. We're going to spend all... Well, let's spend 3 of it. 1, 2, 3. See what cards come up. If it's going to give me a free tactic, it will be great. It's not. Actually, this one, oh, it's another precise shot. Gain 1 tactic, deal 1 damage in the weapon range, 1 additional damage for each tactic. This one says, during an action when you resolve a bullet, you can refresh a chosen action, restore a discarded die. I don't really care for either of those. I'm going to get a green die, I believe, to help mobility and to possibly help get precise action, and then the extra die will just let me get another tactic. I cannot get another tactic, I don't have another tactic slot. Anyway, we'll use it for the mobility. And then we're going to spend 3, 1, 2, 3 to level up again. So maybe this time we'll get an item worthy. And I could have spent a lament to, I think, discard 2 cards and draw 2 more. Here we go. Smart approach, passive. Refresh step, gain 1 tactic. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. The other card didn't even matter. Although it says I could forge a bullet that deals unblockable damage. But this boss has not had any 1 shield. That was due to an event. Perfect. Perfect. Alright. Over here to Duality. She's going to spend 2 Lament to get rid of 2 Hunger. I think I'm happy with all the things she has. So I'm going to fast track her to the next upgrade slot and not upgrade. I feel like I need 1 more die. So let's just spend the 2 hunger to move up so we can upgrade. Next time. Okay, first player marker moves over to Duality, which is also not great. Actually, I can probably do a ranged attack. I'm going to take this 2 burn too. Yep. 1, 2. And then Gunslinger, who has a ton of dice. Oh, and he can hide again. And he got the double move, which is what I wanted by getting the extra green die. So now we can do precise shot and status step or refresh step, which is where we were. Gain another tactic. So now precise shot will deal in extra damage. All right, so let's start with Duality, who's going to go ahead and I guess use this purple to cleanse the 2 burns. Because remember, we're trying to burn actions here. I don't like these 2 movement ones. So let me use my tactic as another action to re-roll these 2. I need defenses. Hopefully a double defense. Nope, a defense and a magic. That's right, we can trade the magic over here. So that's those 2 actions. Going over to Gunslinger, he needs to move 2. I guess we'll use this green for a run. Yeah, because the defenses can be used for something else. It's for run action to go 1, 2. I don't need to re-roll anything, because I know I'm going to get a free tactic, but it's fine. We got to do 7. See, this is going to be to hide. This will be for precise shot. This will be for another attack. I can gain a defense with this. Oh, we need to move the target. So let's go ahead and give him this blue shield. Forge a bullet to move him. Okay, back to Duality. Again, needs to waste time, because the black one won't come into play. If I can use the blue shield. Yeah, let's use the blue shield up on Moon Eclipse. Gives me a white wing. I can increase the range by 1. I'm debating discarding this magic blue die. Because what's it going to do for me? Oh, I'm going to give it to Gunslinger so he can do another attack. Gunslinger at any point could take out that whole thing of minions, the busy minions. But we just haven't had a need to yet. And then this will save, because we can still get another 4 defense. Instead of just 2. So maybe Guarding Light is not that great, after all, considering all the defense I already have. Okay. We're going to discard a white wing to increase the range and discard a black to increase the damage. We're going to do 2 damage to Paralyzing Emergence. Oh, and then we're going to give this blue and gain another wing. I feel like I took too many actions. Oh, I did the cleanse and a tactic that went first. Or Duality did and went first. So now back to Gunslinger, who can now go ahead and do Precise Shot. Gain 1 tactic, we're full. Deal 1 damage in the weapon range plus 1 additional damage. Yep, that'll take us up to 5. So that is 1, 2, 3. Discard this to move the target up to 3 spaces. So that's 3 damage. Move the target 1 space. Right into Duality. I believe that was just 1. I want to save his bullets for... but I can't reach. I can do another attack. I'd have to get in the space with the Griefbound. Or I just 5-foot step back and hit the Griefbound again so he doesn't deal. Attack all hunters in 0 to 3 with 3 dice. Teleport to the swarm closest to any hunter. That would just move him there. And a move 2. So I need to start putting some damage on the Lament Wraith. And I can always hide. So let's use this green die onto here to gain 2 more shield for a total of 4. And then we'll just refresh this die. Actually, that's not the one we want. Do this one. Actually, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. All right, that's his 2 actions. Yeah, it could be refreshed one. Back over to Duality. Nice of you to be in range. Let's do 1 here. Get a black wing. Spend that black wing to deal 2 damage and take out the torso. Or take a chunk out of the torso. It is 1-1 in terms of Lament. And now we roll this and hope for that 1 in 12. Nope. This one's not good. Refresh 1 basic action and restore 1 discarded die. So we'll do cleanse over here. Get this. And we'll do this run symbol over here. Get double run. And then refresh. I really wanted the other one to get rid of the portals, or the swarms. All right, so now we've got this where he's going to roll 3 dice. We just need to do 2 damage. Duality does not have any more damaging abilities. Oh, it's unfortunate I refreshed the purple. I could have gotten more if it was a blue or black. Actually, should I do that? Can I can refresh assist. That's what I should do, is refresh the assists, because the defense is more valuable to me then. So I'll discard the blue, which will give me 2 here, and then I can roll it back. Yeah, it's a defense, which will do better there. Yeah, because I can heal 1. Okay, so now we'll go here. I gain a white, which I already full. Gain 2 defense, which will upgrade this one to 4. And then I'll spend a white wing to heal 1. I'm at 12. And that's it for now. And then back to Gunslinger, who's got a lot going on here. We want him to use this move here to get into the same space as the Griefbound. You're only going to do 1 damage. We use this shield to forge a bullet. And we needed a magic symbol up there. But I want these 2 to hide. And what is the double agility going to do for me? And not then. Actually, I should save the shield, actually. I need to save the shield, so I'll use the double agility for the bullet. The shield is what's going to deal the damage. Okay. That 2 actions. Oh, we also have whatever this was, which I believe was a shield as well. I've already lost track. Order in this case, I don't think it's going to matter. I moved. Oh, and then I got the bullet. So yeah. So this is a shield. I got to remember that. Back to Duality. Could I have given Duality something? No, she'll use this to gain a tactic. She's not going to move. She's going to stand in the face of danger and get a white wing. All right, back to Gunslinger. So he's going to use that defense here, plus this bullet to deal 2 damage. Oh, there was that too. Let's see, I moved into this space earlier. Let's just say I moved into this space. We're just going to pick up this chest. Heal 4. Each hunter gains 2 defense. Each hunter takes 2 damage to gain 2 lament. Well, we're maxed out on defense. I guess we'll just gain the 2 lament. One, two, 1, 2. To gain 2 lament each. So basically what I did for that move earlier, where I moved into the Griefbound space, I decided just to move out instead. I was going to attack the Lament Wraith, but the Griefbound's got an attack 0 to 3 with 3 dice. Actually, that's not bad. Because Duality has so much defense. Let's see, 0, 2, 0, 1, 2. But Duality is going to take damage from the Lament Wraiths, that's why. And from that minion all the way back there. So maybe taking 2 damage for Lament is not the way to go. Let's just do the heal instead. See, because he's full, he can't use the defense, so I guess we'll just discard the treasure. Okay. Yeah, because health is pretty important. So then we can use this, or that shot for 2 damage to hit this. So it doesn't attack with 3 dice. Duality's only got 1 hunger. Oh, so I guess we'll give Duality this defense. And on Duality's turn, she's like, well, gee, thanks for the 1 defense. If I had 1 more, I could heal. Oh, wait, I do have 1 more. No, this defense goes here, that's why. I could run, but that would put me closer to you. Sometimes I'm just like half awake, half asleep. She's going to attack all hunters in 0 to 3 with 3 dice regardless. Man. We're going to put that back on top. We're going to put the treasure back here. We're going to move him in like we had planned. That 2 damage is going to go on the Lament Wraith. We'll give Duality that extra die. She's going to move 1, 2. So maybe she'll be the one to get that treasure. Heal 4. That'll heal her 2, back up to the max health. Then back over to Gunslinger, who's going to use the mud thing to just hide. There we go. I did the whole plan. Onward. Event phase. Gain 1 in Lament Rift 4. Got it. Move 2 toward the Griefbound. Oh, each hunter chooses 1. Move 2 toward the Griefbound. Place a stun on your run and sprint actions. Well, to be fair, I'm in range of the Griefbound, but the reason I wanted to stay out there is so I don't take the elite and the minions attack. So I'm just going to take the 2 stuns and hope I can sort it out later. That's going to be on my run and sprint action. And then he'll just move towards the Griefbound, but enemies can't target him, so no stun. All right. Now we go to the minions. There's only 1 minion on the board who's going to move 2 because nobody's in 0-3. He sees me up there. He's going to go 1, 2, and share space with the Griefbound, which is perfect for us to take them out together. All right, the Wraith is not in range of anyone. So he's just going to spawn minions. Oh, and then the track is going to spawn minions. There's 1 out there, so 2 will come here. Number 3 will come here. Oh, Then each minion moves 2. Each minion deals 1 damage to each hunter and 0. So 1, 2, close. 1, 2, oh. You will deal 1 damage. We'll just take it. This guy will go 1, 2. That's it. All right, now we're going up to the boss's attack. So focus, teleport to the swarm closest to any hunter. So he has to teleport to a swarm. That's the closest one. Then he's going to move 2. So 1, 2. If this guy attacked me, he's in the same space as me. And then attack with 0 with the 3 dice. I've got 8 defense for the 10 damage that's coming at me. Oh, look at that. 3 suns. In case you didn't see that. 3 suns. So I'm about to move it up here anyways. See, the suns will deal +1 damage and a hunger. The suns already deal 3 damage. So that's 4 for each of them times 3. That's 12 damage. Dude, that's like 100 to 0. It will be deal 3 damage +1 damage. That's 4 times 3. Yeah, 12. But I have 8 defense, so I take 4 damage. That takes us down from 13 to 9, and we gain 3 hunger, which is also not good because now we can reach the Gunslinger, but he does have defense. Wow, that would have one-shot me. 100% would have one-shot me. Oh man, torso is 11. All right, we've got wings at 7. So we need to take out the wings. Stage. Spawn more minions. So we've got 1, 2, 3 on the board. So we'll go with 4 and 5. Oh, which is right up here. So now this is a swarm. But the swarm is kind of part of the... Swarm is because of the Lament Wraith, which I randomly pulled. Good pull, right? All right, corruption. Thirsting. Oh wait, this is for duality. Move 1 toward the closest space with the lament for each hunger you have. If you don't reach it, you take 4. I think I can reach it. Or you take the damage. 1, 2, 3. And I gain 2. That means I'll stick with the hunger though. For each damage taken, discard 1 hunger. All right, we are at 12 for corruption. You may exchange up to 3 status tokens for hunger. If you don't, gain 2 burn. Yikes. I guess we're going to do it. To avoid the burn. Yeah, we're... Wait a minute. That would make me 6. So 1... Oh no, I'm going now, so he's not going to... I'm not going to attack him. Okay, now for Gunslinger. He has no hunger. He's got 13 corruption. Gain 2 hunger. Oh, it's just a straight gain 2 hunger. For each hunger you gain, you may either move 1 or deal 1 damage and 0. Which space was he in? He was in this space. For each damage dealt, discard 1 hunger. Or deal 1 damage and 0. Oh, you don't discard hunger. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Man, I'm not going on there because I would gain a curse. I can just do 1 to the grief bound. For each hunger you gain, you may either move or deal 1 damage. Can I move to a better position? And the bad guys aren't sitting on top of each other anymore. don't want to take the 2 curses just to take out a minion, but I could. I only have the 1 purple dice, and the 2 curses would gain 2 burns and 2 stuns. Yeah, that's not worth it. Let's just move into the space with the Grief Bound and deal 1 damage to it. Not to the torso that's got 11 health. I'm going to try to hit the... actually, I am going to do it to the torso, just to prevent it from... Hopefully we can just, do 1 damage somewhere and prevent it from doing... It's focused. All right, level up. So we're going to spend 1 here for Duality. Move these things out of the way of my card draw. Beacon of Hope. Slash of Opposites. Deal 2 damage and 0 to 1, and you may increase the range of this action by 1 for each white wing you have. You may increase the number of targets of this action by 1 for each black wing you have. So I really wanted to get a die, but with all the minions surrounding us, this would be a great ability, but I gotta get 2 daggers. I don't have the dice economy for that. We can just hope that Gunslinger gets the die and is able to get it over to us so we can do it. Let's do it. I mean, we're being overflown with minions. You know, it's still 2 damage and 0 to 1. I don't think I can do like all around me. I think they have to be in the same space. Oh, if I'm going to get out of that space up there. I'm going to aggro those minions unless I can teleport. He's not in line of sight. He can get to line of sight. I only have 5 dice. Man, I'm gambling a lot here. We are just completely surrounded. And they're all on a different space. Yeah, deal 2 damage and 0 to 1. You may increase the range by 1 for each white you have. You may increase the number of targets of this action by 1 for each black you have. But I think it's in the same space. Beacon of Hope. Let's get the extra die. It's going to be a black. So that was that. And then we're going to go with 2 to flip to the corrupted side. So let's side our hunger off. And let's flip over this side. Heal 4 or gain 3 white and 3 black. Let's just heal 4. One, two, three, 4. And now using a blue and or green, using only blue and or green will give us a white wing. Black and or purple will give us a black wing. We can refresh a chosen action or restore 1 discarded die. All right, so Duality is now corrupted. Let's go to the Gunslinger, who's going to spend 1 just to move up 1. We have a lot of hunger too. All right, first turn is going to go to Gunslinger. He's going to refresh. That's a lot of dice he's rolling. We need at least 1 dagger. Double dagger would be nice. He doesn't have black, so he's not going to get a double dagger. But he's got some daggers, so... Oh, we didn't get that ability. What am I... And now we get a double dagger that we don't need. Okay. We are in a pinch. We are in a mess. We did not get a magic symbol, so we can't teleport. Gunslinger cannot reach that swarm over there. Oh, he didn't get a magic symbol either. He's going to have to re-roll. Because the only way I'm getting through is through that swarm. See, and had I kept that ability, yeah, I would have taken them all out over there. Yeah, because we're going to get a free tactic anyways. So let's use this to re-roll this purple. Oops, now the double blue. And a green. Come on, I need a magic symbol. Got it. And I got them agility. So now, see, mud goes back here. We got to move 3. Does it have to be 3? Yeah, let's sprint. It only needs to be 2. Let's put it up here and save our sprint. Oh, we can use any die. Let's go sprint. 1, 2 to where this guy is. And then let's do this, which says choose a space in 2/2, deal 1 damage to all enemies in that space. We're just going to clear these guys out. Get 3 lament for it. All right, over to Duality, who now can move, but doesn't really have any movement. So we're going to spend her tactic. He's not in line of sight. She can just stall. So again, so let me roll back. I didn't need to move 3, so I'll just use this green dagger to just run for Gunslinger. So then I can give... So we're going to wait on this attack. Give Duality the sprint. Right, Duality, all it means is the busy is going to come off. They don't actually activate at that time, right? So then Duality is going to use that to sprint to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I want to try to do 7 damage to that. See, that's only if the Wraith attacks us did it do a lot. So let's go 1, 2, 3. There's going to be actually 3 here. Okay. And then we're going to activate the Pile of Skulls. Let's see if we can take something out. Okay, circle, so that is our sun, deal 3 damage to 1 chosen enemy in 1 to 2. And then discard Pile of Skulls. Oh, and 1 to 2? 1 to 2? So we're going to hit the Grief Bound. Do 3 damage to him. And then Pile of Skulls is gone. And that was an action. So we moved and then we did that action. So now we go back to Gunslinger, who would have used this to take out that horde of minions over there. And then now for his next action, actually I think he's just going to hit the Grief Bound. That would be 3 damage. So first he needs to gain a bullet. So we use this double shield. gain a bullet here. All right, back to Duality. So we know we're going to take out that ability. Let's use a single to move. Then let's use Moon Eclipse. Let's not use Moon Eclipse. Let's use the purple die, our purple dagger up here. Let's use the single black dagger, gain a wing, discard 2 whites to increase the range by, discard 1 white to increase the range by 1. He's got 3 on him, he's going to be able to do 7 or 4. And go ahead and take out this minion here for a Lament. And then go ahead and do this, gain a white, and then spend it to gain 4. Back to Gunslinger. So now he's going to do Precise Shot, gain a tactic. Now that's 1, 2, 3, plus spend this bullet, that's 4 to take out the wings. That had 7 health. Gain 2, 1 Lament. 2 here. 1 here. And then we're going to roll the die. Okay, that is a... Oh no, we don't get the roll. That was not the active. We didn't reveal an opportunity. We need to do 1 more damage to avoid the extra roll. They have 2 dice there, which he's got a shield to do that with. Which he's going to do right now. Deal 1 damage and 2, 2. I'd love to take out that minion, but that minion's just going to put a burn on us versus 2 rolls of that die. He's not going to be able to hide this time, but he's got 4 defense. So he should be good. God, I wish I had that ability where minions come up and you discard the tactic tokens to deal 1 damage to him. But Duality's got a lot of dice. Also a lot of hunger. We're going to have to... Be nice if we can get far away. Don't think we're going to be able to take out both minions. So we got 1 dagger to really attack with. I could try to re-roll. Maybe I'll get the hide. Let's try that. Let's try this tactic to re-roll this purple. I guess I could re-roll the black too. No, because I'll need it to do that damage. The 2 defenses, I don't think, yeah, because I'll do it to that. And then the heal isn't going to do anything for me. Let's re-roll it. Oh, I got the 2. Wow. So I know I'm going to get a ton of defense. And I can heal. So let's give Gunslinger the double purples. And then we'll just go ahead and... Do I have another action? No, I did 1, 2, 3, 4. So over to Gunslinger. I think I did 4. He did a lot of actions. I must have done him out of turn again, out of order again. He did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, I'm out of, and he went first. So we'll just do duality again. Yeah, sorry if I went out of order there. Must have forgotten whose turn I was on. So we'll do this, gain a white, discard it to gain another 4. And then we will move. I need to run away from, well, he's going to hide. And the most I'll deal to him is 6, so he should be fine. Even with my hunger. I wish it'll target an enemy. So spend a blue here, gain a wing, and I guess go into his space. You'll still get hit by this guy. That guy is 0 to 2, and we'll be in line of sight of 2 of them, but that's only if he attacks, but he's going to spawn more minions. I feel like I should aggro him. But the Greasebound, I'm already going to take too much damage. I can't aggro him. So let's go here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we're tied. 6, 6. Okay. And then back over here, he's going to spend this 2 on Mud Hideout. Right in front of me, he just splashed his face with that mud and went into hiding. So now we're going to do this, gain a black wing. See, I could have discarded dice earlier, but I have no other abilities to use them with really anyways. And take out this guy. And gain another lament. All right, things are not looking good. We're almost out of events. All right. Oh, we only have 1 event left. Dark Ritual. Each hunter may spend 1 lament to resolve. Place a random treasure in 0 and gain 2 burn. Don't need it. If you are fighting the Swarm Mistress, place each treasure token on the farthest swarm. We're not getting a treasure because we don't want the burn. All right, now we're going to go to the minions. So this is where it gets a little tricky. So if there is a hunter in 0, 3 in line of sight, attack 1 hunter in 0 to 3 in line of sight with 2 dice. So we'll go with this one first because duality is in line of sight. 2 claws. That is just straight 2 burn. See, didn't want to get the other burn along with this burn. Then we've got this one, which is also in line of sight. Hey, it'd be great if he, yes. Actually, because it's going to teleport the hunter to the closest swarm. So let's see, we're going to take 1 burn, 2 burn, 2 more burn. The circle will deal 1 damage, we'll take it. And then teleport the hunter to the closest swarm. Oh, that sucks. Gain 2 curses. I did not think about that. I was like, hey, I'm getting away so the hunger won't hit Gunslinger. No, it's just worse. Okay, we're not going to trigger that minion because I think all the minions activate at once. I don't think repositioning will trigger them. But he will move 2. Or maybe they do. 0, 1, 2, 3. Oh, we're not in line of sight. So he'll just move 1, 2, and then attack with 1 die. For another burn. Yikes. And we have 2. We really have to get rid of them, the curses, because this one says we'll gain 2 burns and 2 stuns. So can't let that sit around. Yikes. Going to the Lament Wraith. They're the hunter in 0 to 2, which there is now. Move to attack all hunters with 2 dice. 2. Well, this isn't good. Oh, we got the eye. Good, that does nothing. And then the claw, deal 1 damage, deal +1 damage for each minion in line of sight. So that's just 3 damage total. So we'll just defend with one of the 4s and block it all. Oh, we got lucky that because that would have been another like 3 damage. Actually, the sun would have been 3 damage and a stun. So yeah, it would have been another 3 damage. Okay, now to the Griefbound, who says, activate all swarms. So we're going to gain another hunger. We're going to gain 2 hunger. Oh boy, if we got to run towards our ally, it's over. Move 2. So he's going to go in here and push a minion out. Push the minion back. Attack all hunters in 0 to 1 with 2 dice. 2 claws. Good lead thing deals +1 hunger. 2 claws. 2 damage each, so 4 damage. We'll block it all with our defense. And we would move to the closest swarm space, but we're already in it. Then he moves 2 again, but we're already in the space. And because we've got 2 damage on there, we won't take the additional roll. Yikes. So this goes here. This comes out. Oh, we were so close. So we just got to take out that arm, and then we'll be in the final attack. And then we don't have a lot of time because he's going to go to level 4. He's going to level up. Stage-wise, special. He's going to put another swarm out. We'll put it back here because it goes to the closest hunter. 2 stuns. So we have a lot of health. We just don't have a lot of health. You know, this hunger is going to be... See what happens. We're starting with Gunslinger. Move 1 toward the closest hunter for each hunger you have. Well, that's just going to put him closer. So 1, 2. And then he's got 14 corruption. So gain 1 lament and 1 hunger. So that just happens regardless. And it says you may take 2 unblockable damage to move. I don't think we're going to be able to get away from Duality. Because if she has to come, that's 6, that's 8. That's basically the entire map. So we're not going to take the damage. All we can do is hope that this card, I'm going to do it like this so it doesn't change, will target an enemy. Nope. Yikes. Move 1 toward the closest hunter for each hunger you have. He only needs to move 2 spaces. And deal 1 damage for each hunger you have. So we have 2, 3, 4. We have 8. So he's going to block 4 of it. Which then means he takes 4 damage and we lose 4 hunger. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, at 15 corruption, gain 3 hunger and move. Wow, I just got rid of 4 hunger. And move. Well, what's the Griefbound sitting on? 2 curses? I don't want those 2 curses. What happens if it's 4 curses? Place stun tokens on your run and sprint actions. Hey, that's not bad. I don't know if that's cumulative. I don't think that's cumulative. So if you have 3 or 4 curses, place and then take 3 unblockable damage. Oh, because we were debating whether we wanted to move into that space. We're not going to do that. We are instead just going to run into... Man, it might be worth 2 curses just to take them all out. Let's not. Let's go back here. And it just says move. And move says move up to, so I'm just going to stay where I am. Okay. If it said like move 1 space, move 2 spaces, then I think I'd have to move that, but it just says move. So I can move up 2, so. Now we go to level up. So Gunslinger after 1 is going to flip. So now he says we can either heal 4 or forge all bullets and gain 1 tactic for each slot. I think I'm going to forge the bullets. I think we're on crunch time right now. That way I can just deal the extra damage, reposition, and actually with the 2 damage, I'm going to hit both of them in that space. All right, then we've got, let's use 3 of this to get rid of 3 Lament. And then let's use 2, which will get us to a level up spot. And let's do this. Smoke Grenade. Deals 0 damage to all enemies and hunters and 0. Move all hunters and enemies and 0 up to 4 spaces. So I'd have to be on their space. Monster Hunter. On a Griefbound card kill, you may forge a billet for each empty slot and gain 1 tactic for each empty slot. Okay. If you choose an evolution card with bullet slots, forge 1 bullet in each slot on that card. So we're going to go with Monster Hunter because we have plenty of dice. But if we get a kill, we can refresh each empty slot. So it's kind of like a double attack there. Okay, on to Duality. I think she's just going to spend her 3. Does she want another card? Or maybe I should get another die. Let's use 1 to level up. Another Moon Eclipse, the Never-Ending Anger. Gain black or white, deal 1 damage to all enemies and 0 in line of sight. Increase the range of this action by 1 for each pair of white and black you have. Oh, then I really could AoE. Let's take Never-Ending Anger. We've also got treasure chests around, but we're not really down on health. Problem with Never-Ending Anger, it requires a mobility that I don't have. So hopefully we can get it from the Gunslinger. All right, let's go ahead and refresh. Gotta at least try to get rid of 1 of the curses. Okay, we can do that. And actually, I can get rid of 2 curses. It's 5 damage on the burn. If we get rid of 1 curse, we'll just take 1 unblockable damage. So let's do that. Oh, because you can use the white and the black, but I'm not going to get magic symbol is the problem. So I need to save the magic symbol to at least cleanse some of this. We'll get rid of 1 curse, which means we're going to take 6 damage. Oh wait, I still got 2 lament left, which I'm going to use to get rid of 2 hunger. Yeah, we're going to take 6 unblockable damage. Takes us from 12 to 6. Over to Gunslinger. We've really got to take him out like this round. And he only got 1 and a ton of shields. We are definitely going to be re-rolling a lot. All right, the problem is Duality goes first. I don't have a tactic token. Guess we'll use Cleanse here to get rid of a curse and a burn. We have no defense tokens. So we should probably just give Gunslinger something. I only need to move 2. He's going to bring them to me. So let's go ahead and give him this mobility. So I used 2 blue dice and didn't get anything out of it because I'm full up. Okay, Gunslinger, what are we going to do with this mess? We're going to spend a tactic because we're going to get another one for free anyways. We're going to roll this green, this purple. Actually, we'll keep the purple. This blue. Actually, we'll keep the blue. Actually, we don't need that many blues. You're not going to get anything good out of it. So just the 2 greens. The defenses are fine. All right. 2 agilities. That's good. So we can do precise shot. So let's do precise shot. Gain a tactic. Spend all our bullets. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. Oh, it's only going to do it to 1. Let's not spend our bullets. Let's not do precise shot yet. Let's do this. Choose a space in 2/2, deal 1 damage to all enemies in that space. Hold on a second here. If I do that, that'll only be 3 damage, which is not enough to take out the Lament Wraith. If I do precise shot, I think we're just going to end up ignoring the Lament Wraith. We just need to take the boss down 2 levels this round to win. So, yeah, let's do precise shot. It's not going to matter. It's just when we spend the bullet, I want to make sure. It doesn't matter on a grief-bound kill. We're doing it anyways. But I don't want to kill him with this attack, which I'm not. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it also doesn't matter. Let's do this. And then let's spend these 3. So that'll deal 1 damage, 2, 3 damage, and move them. It's 3 damage to each. 3 here. 3 there. Oh, we haven't even revealed the final attack, so we're not going to be able to end it this round. Yeah, I don't know that we're going to win this one, but we're going to try. We're going to keep it going. So that's 3. That's 5 on Lament Wraith. And then we're going to do Precise Shot, which will deal another 3. Gain a tactic. Yep, that'll be another 3 onto the Griefbound. Okay. So you know, once you refill, it's going to end our turn, which, again, I'm not a fan of. I'm still debating whether I should house rule that or not. But let's go to Duality. We just need you to get defense. Let's do 1 there. We do gain a white, but we are already full, so we'll discard this white to make it 4 instead. Oh wait, because we were going to move them. So not going to be able to move them both. Well, it'll push him out, which is fine because he wants to get away anyways. So let's go ahead and use the dagger. Gain a black, which we were already full, so we'll discard a black to deal 2 damage to the elite and take him out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we gain 2, 1 on Lament. Flip this over. And roll this die to watch him come back again. Yep, 2 turns. Is that 2 dice? Yep, I gain defense and then I attack. So back to Gunslinger. We're going to go here, gain 2 defense, and then move back 1. And then we're going to go here. Are we sure we want to take him out now? Duality is pretty much out of dice. Or do we want to take out this minion next to us? We have a movement. No, we might as well just do it. Let's do that one there. Deal 1 damage to the Griefbound, which will destroy the arm. Now we could get lucky and not have to refresh. 2, 1 on Lament. I'm not sure if that matters. We need to get rid of a swarm, so we need a claw. We got a claw. Discard a swarm in line of sight, or all hunters may sprint. There's no swarm in line of sight. Oh, there is one. Burned all the way over here. Let's get rid of it. And it does say refill the attack. So this will go here, this will go there. We are on the final attack. So these just get discarded. Let's see what it is. Shattering explosions. That doesn't sound good. Move one. Oh, we're not there yet. But it says move one for each swarm on the map. Swarms deal 4 damage to each hunter. In 0 to 1. Oh, good, we're not in range of them. Resolve special, attack all hunters in 0 to 1 with 3 dice. It's got 9 health. Well, first he upgrades actually. So it has 11 health. His heart has 11 health. Oh boy, we are low on everything. So first event, which is our last one. A limit in Rift Space 1. Each hunter who gained an assist token this round place a stun on the action for which they got it. So it's just over here. Oh, he never used it. Sweet. So that doesn't mean anything. That was the last one. So now we go to the minions. So duality is in 0 to 3 for 3 of them. Oh, you know what? And they're going to teleport her to the swarm. And then it's going to take 4 damage. Yep. So that's 1 damage, 2 damage, 4 damage, 2 burn. Which we might as well just block it. And then teleport the hunter to the closest swarm. And he gains 2 curses. We have effectively fallen. We'll say we started with this guy. He's also going to just attack. Gunslinger with just 2 burns. Yeah, had I not attacked, I could have moved duality farther away. That's what I should do. So had I not attacked with him, because I forgot I have this die too. Which move, restore a discarded die. So he would still have to be in range. But duality can do this to move 2 away and gain a black wing. Let's do that. Where was she? Sharing a space? Yeah. Is that where she was? I think so. Which I guess it doesn't matter because she's not going to be able to run far away enough. No, let's be smart about it, right? Because he still had this. So give her the sprint, give her the run, because we know he's going to end it. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Grab this. Heal 4. Take us back up to 10. We're not going to take these stupid curses. We didn't enter that space. We're going to take the 2 burn, and we're going to get our 4 defense back. And then it goes back to him. Then he does the attack. That triggers everything. So this happens, which means that happens. because we've learned we have to run as far away as possible. So he gets attacked with 2 burns and that's it. The other 2, 1, 2, 2 would be so nice if they just stayed in that spot. So he can attack the space altogether. The elite gets 1 closer to coming out. And now the insanity. Move 1 for each swarm on the map. There's 3 swarms. So 1, 2 to the Gunslinger. Swarms deal 4 damage to each hunter in 0 to 1. There. Resolve special. So now he's going to put a swarm underneath them both. And then attack all hunters in 0 to 1 with 3 dice. He's the only one. Man, he did 12 damage one time. Good, we blocked. That's 1 null at least. So let's see. The sun will be +2 stuns. Wow. So 6 damage and 4 stuns. So he'll block 2 of it and take 4. And somehow get 4 stuns. I imagine the objective of this. Oh, hey, he got a card kill. So he gets to refresh all his bullets. So I think I can put these on the bullets. I don't need the tactic. I don't need this one. I'm not going defensive. I have to end this. I think I can put it on this and still use the bullet. I just can't forge the bullet. Oh, he still gets another stage? The event cannot be discarded. Resolve at the beginning of the event step. If there are 4 swarms on the map, the event is lost. Otherwise, place 1 swarm in 0 to 1 from the grief bound closest to any hunter. On a swarm space, you may perform the following action. Discard 2 daggers, basically, or 2 magic. In any combination, discard the swarm from your space and gain a lament. Well, we can't draw an event, so if we don't do 11 plus what I assume is like 5, 16 damage in 1 round, it is lost. So now we go back here to corruption, starting with duality. Oh, move 1 toward the chosen enemy for each hunger you have. Thank goodness. So I've got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to take 2 burns for that. And then I'm going to deal 5 damage to the grief bound. That's a good start. Let me move this over here so you can see the damage on it. And then we are at 16 corruption. Draw secret card 3. If the secret already drawn, gain 3 hunger instead. Well, that can't be good. Secret card 3. Final Perdition. You have lost your light. You have fallen, and the new pretender is born. Place this card next to your hunter board. Discard or add event cards to the deck until there are 2 event cards in the deck. Whoa! After the scenario, this hunter is unlocked as a pretender. Mark it on the hunt sheet. That just bought me 2 more rounds. I just grabbed 2 random ones from the box. It says, place this card next to your hunter board. I mean, I don't have a lot of space here. Discard or add event cards to the deck until there are 2 event cards in the deck. So, yeah, that might have been bad. After the scenario, this hunter is unlocked as a pretender. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that was Duality. Now we're doing Gunslinger. He has no hunger. Gain 3 hunger and move because he's 14 to 20. So now he's going to gain 3 hunger. And I need him to move, so that's good. We're not out of the woods yet because Duality's in trouble. If I know we can survive the burn. And we just need to go full damage on him. He can move. So let's go 1, 2, I guess. Well, if we do outlast him, yeah, let's just go here. Okay, let's get to the end of this. Level up. So she's got 3. She's got no hunger, so she might as well go 1, 2, 3. See what ability comes up. Hopefully one that does the 3 damage. Perfect form. Nope, life and death. Once per hunter phase, when you discard white, all hunters in 0 heal 1. Once per hunter's phase, when you discard black, deal 2 damage and 0. I think that's going to be it. Fierce attacks deal 2 damage and 0. If you have more black than white, you may discard black to resolve this. I mean, I do now, but I don't know that I have enough dice for that. I can just get the 2 free damage off of this. Life and death. All right, he's got 3. We're just going to use it to get rid of the hunger. Actually, wait, on a grief-bound card kill, you may forge a bullet for each empty slot in tactic and then discard. Remove this card. So this card goes away. So maybe, since it's, I'm pretty sure this is our last chance, let's just spend 3. 1, 2, 3. See if we can get a new card, a new ability. Take aim, gain 2 tactics. We're going to take that one. Or after resolving this action, discard all remaining dice and pass. Deal 4 damage in the weapon range on a kill move. Wow, 4 damage versus 2 more damage. But this also requires a dagger and a shield. We're going to go with this one. Actually, this one will only be plus 1 damage. So right now, this one will deal 3, but it could deal 4. This one would deal 4 damage straight up. We don't need to gain the tactics. So yeah, let's go with Deadly Shot. And hope I have enough dice to trigger it. Okay. Back to our main board here. Gunslinger is going to go first. Let's recover dice. We got a lot of stun. Is this all the dice? Yeah, 7 dice. I did not get a single dagger. Well, I don't have black, so I guess it's not guaranteed. I do have 2 burn. I mean, I could spend the purple and then get it back, but I don't want to move. I don't need to move, so I'll just take the 2 burn. Again, I think this is our last chance anyways. Duality. You've got the daggers. And you're going to take 6 damage and burn. Did I take any damage from attacks? Why, did I mess up? No. Oh, no, because she wasn't there. Okay. Yeah, she was all the way up there. Duality was all the way up there. She just moved from the hunger. All right, here we go. He's already got 3, 4, 5. Oh, I see. You gonna be able to see it now? Kind of in the top corner. Well, we'll know it's the middle. So 11. 5 of 11. The first thing we're going to do is double up. Deal 1 damage, gain 1 tactic. Do I need to reroll? No, I think we got everything we need. Gain 1 tactic, we're full on tactics. Deal 1 damage and 1 for each tactic. So that's 3. Then we're going to spend this bullet, that's 4. 5 damage. Move the target 3 spaces. We'll just leave them there. Deal 5 damage. Actually, that brings it up to 10. My first time using the 10 damage token. Okay, and then we'll spend this 1 shield to deal 1 damage and take out the heart. Now we get to roll the loaded die, the crooked die, the opposite of loaded. Because if we can get the eye symbol, it's over. Actually, I guess we can put it here so you can see it. The Griefbound is dead. Otherwise, it's either going to lower the level by 3 or by 2, which means we'll have to take it down again. Reduce the level of the Griefbound by 2. Not ideal. But I think we got this now. No bonuses for Griefbound card kills. Nope, nope, nope. Okay. On a kill, you may refresh 1 chosen weapon action. This would deal 3 again. I'm going to do that. Refresh, because that'll discard that. I don't have the move to get it back, though. But if Duality can reroll, she doesn't have green dice. But she does have a move, so she'll be able to give it to me. And then we can do Precise Shot again. Yeah, she can get her purple back. I think we got this. Now we just have to deal 8 damage. Duality, you're sitting on what? Increase the range of this action by each pair. I'm not going to be able to do that, nor do I care. Oh, this is what I care about. So I'm going to do this, gain a black. Actually, I'm going to do this, Moon Eclipse. I'll gain a white wing. I'll discard a black wing to make it 2 damage. And because I discarded a black, it's once for Hunter Phase. I do 2 damage and 0. So that'll be 2 plus 2, that's 4 damage. So I'll deal 1. I discarded the black to deal 2. When I discard a black, I can deal 2 more, so that's 4 damage. And then I'm going to do this one here, gain a black, discard it to deal 2 more damage. That takes him up to 6. We got this. So who wants to deal the final blow? I think it should be Duality. Does she even have another attack? She does not. Well. Oh, it can be Duality. Because remember, we have to give him... Because it's 6. We'll make it Duality. So instead of doing this... Right, let this be 4. How much did I do? I dealt 4 damage. Yeah, there was 3 on there from his attack. No, he dealt 4. He dealt 4. Yeah, and I was going to deal 3, so it would just been 1 more damage. Yeah, we'll just let it go. We'll do that, right? that not kill him? He did this. No, he did the double. Oh, that was for the other attack. That was for the first time. And then he did this, which was 1 damage. Oh, it had 5 on him. Then he did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with all the bullets. Then he did that to do the 1 damage. Okay, then Duality did 4 here. So that was the 4. And then what she wants to do or needs to do is give this assist die over here. Put the black here. Next action, take these two, do this again. 3 damage. So 6, 7. And he does have another attack, but we are going to leave it to Duality because she deserves it. Give that assist. And take the final blow. So now it doesn't matter because it's reduce it by 2 or by 3 and you can't reduce it anymore. So yeah. That's it. We have defeated the Swarm Mistress scenario 2. I am 100% sure I messed up somewhere that might have made a difference, but as you can see, as more and more stuff starts to happen, all these abilities you have, trying to manage 2 players and combo their skills. There was a couple times where I forgot my plan, and then I had to backtrack a couple things. I hope during my backtrack it all made sense, and I didn't like take advantage of information I didn't have before. But it starts off what feels like simple. You only have a couple abilities. The boss only has a couple things going on, and then it ramps up, especially when you get to the final attack, which again, I'm not a fan of it ending your turn. I mean, I keep forgetting to prepare for it. I was like, wait a minute, I need to prepare for the final attack, and I should have moved Duality out of the way, knowing that the final attack was coming, right? But we backtrack that a little bit. We backtrack a couple things here and there, just trying to play 2 characters. I looked at the deputies is what they call them, which is like the assistant, like for solo mode, true solo, I guess. So you have another character, but it's not a full character. But I still just like playing the hunters. It's not as difficult as Primal. Primal could probably use a deputy type like one so that you're focused on playing all your cards and they just move around and deal damage every once in a while or something, right? So but the whole idea was just to play, have fun, and then show you all the mechanics, show you a level 2 boss. You saw how that stage card coming up much faster really hurt because you got to level 4, which was 11 health. If it wasn't for that hunger, I would have had a little bit more of a challenge. It looks like I might have been able to squeeze it out, but squeeze out a victory there, but still, it was very close. The tokens are just overwhelming when it comes to number of burns, stuns, and curses you can get. Like my board was just filled up with tokens. And so, at some point we were able to manage it. At another point, we just decided we're just taking the damage and hope for the best, right? Which looking at it, I may not have taken the 6 damage unless I healed somewhere. I just don't think I took the 6 damage. And down to 4. Oh no, I healed. No, even if I healed, yeah, because I healed 4. That 12 down to 6. I got that chest and healed 4. No, but not at the start of this one. Anyways, I would have had 4, I believe. Got us pretty low. What else? What else? The elites you can tell or you can see are pretty nasty. That one just kept spawning minions. And I'm like, I need to go take them out, but it's wasting a lot of resources to get to them to deal the damage. So I kind of messed up. I should have seen that the elite was coming out next, so I should have left the portal closest to us so we could take them out sooner rather than putting the treasure chest closer to us, right? So lots of things there. We revealed a lot of secret cards. Some helped, some didn't. But yeah, just another crazy game. I know this video is long enough, and I'm not going to forget this time to read the epilogue. Here it says, the girl couldn't live the simple life of a druidess, as lament inflamed her wrath even more. At one point, she demanded that her brothers and sisters use the ancient druidic magic to take revenge on the world. Appalled by such a monstrous initiative, they declined, but it didn't stop the girl from pursuing her goal. She resolved to find the ancient power herself, guided by lament-sent visions. At the end of an arduous trek, she found its source, and then the girl learned to absorb the power. Wow. So her story continues. I'm glad the druids didn't like turn on her. They didn't like kick her out or anything like that. They're really, cool civilization. They just said, no, we're not going to do that. And then she decided to go off on her own and do it. So we'll see if the next playthrough will be scenario 3. It is getting harder and harder. I may need like another player to help me to play another character, so I'm not trying to do it all by myself. But it'll be a new map. It'll be probably more difficult dealing with the swarms and navigating. But like I said, I like this game. Lots to do, lots of crazy stuff. Starting to know Duality a lot better and what cards to look out for, and using the Gunslinger more effectively. But as you can see, still make mistakes. Anyways, thank you for watching. My name is Kenny. This is Wizard of Mo Games, and we will catch you next time.